If you watched my recent video about the uncomfortable truth of a raw vegan diet, you might have heard me talk about how manifestation becomes really, really easy when you lighten the digestive load on your body because you all of a sudden have so much energy freed up. And I received so many beautiful and cool comments from you guys sharing your manifestation stories. So I thought it would be a great time to make a video about some common myths around manifestation. I made some very complex notes for today's video, so let's get right into it. The first one is that you immediately have to get what you visualize and what you want to manifest. And that couldn't be further from the truth. While obviously it can go really, really quickly. Like, for example, a while ago, I put this picture on my vision board, and literally a couple of months later, I received a message from one of my viewers. Actually, if you're watching this, Rao, thanks again so much for inviting me to come over to visit him and go surfing in Portugal. So that's what I'm going to do in June. I'm very excited. And sometimes things can go really, really quickly. Or this apartment, I literally was visiting my friend who lives underneath, and even house sitting her apartment for a couple of weeks. And the first day I arrived, I was like, this area is so perfect. And these apartments are designed so perfectly, like with the way the kitchen and the sleeping and the bathroom and the balcony, everything is perfect. And I was like, I want to live here. And literally like 2 or 3 weeks later, the landlord comes and asks me if I'm looking for an apartment and if I want to move in. And he tells me that there is an empty apartment because one of the ladies who lives above my friend is moving out. So that happened so quickly. And that was a time where I was actively looking for a place. But then there are things that just can take a little bit longer. So for example, when it comes to, I found like manifesting love, that can happen quickly as well. But or wealth as well. I would say wealth is something that can take time, but I have also had instances where I, for a couple of days, because I was reading some sort of money book, I was really visualizing myself being a millionaire, feeling like I'm a millionaire, acting like I am when I'm in the supermarket, buying the things that a millionaire would buy. And literally a couple of days later, sometimes I received a big bunch of money. But that does not mean that it always has to be like that. It sometimes can take time. And I think that is also the beautiful thing, because if we eliminate our desire to wanting to have it right away and we're willing to wait or to just be okay with our manifestation to take some time to come to fruition, then we can also enjoy our life in the here and now and be grateful for everything that we already have. The second myth I want to share is that you only need to visualize yourself having it and then you will receive it. Like, you only need to visualize having $100,000 on your bank account and then magically out of nowhere the money is going to appear. And again, well, stuff like that can sometimes magically happen, like someone just donating or gifting you money, or I don't know, you receiving some tax refund or whatever. Typically, you also do need to take action in order to attract that, because obviously the reason why you don't have what you want to manifest yet is because you have been taking action that isn't getting you there. So typically, for example, when it comes to weight loss, I remember back in the days, I would always do the same thing over and over again and expect a different outcome, when I, in reality, deep down, always knew there is something I need to change in order to attract a leaner body. I need to make changes in my habits when it comes to sleep, fitness, and most importantly, nutrition. And I need to eat differently. And when I started making that switch, then the results started happening. And I think deep down, we always know what it is that we need to do in order to get there. And if we really embody this new identity, if we really visualize ourselves and also charge that new reality that we are looking to create for ourselves with a very positive energy, where we know it's safe to have that, then the action is going to come through us effortlessly, because that new future excites us so much. And it is really, really important that we do that, because if we are scared of the change, if we are scared of what might happen because change is typically uncomfortable, then we are going to resist making these changes, which typically aren't big things. Like, you know me, I'm all about, you don't need to move mountains to, for example, release weight. It's about the small, consistent things, not efforts, but really things that you do on a daily basis that become part of you, that will allow you to release the weight and keep it off, because you understand that it's not about doing to get there, but it's about being and embodying. And the last one, the third myth I want to expose today, is that you always need to feel good in order to manifest something amazing in your life. And again, that couldn't be further from the truth. If we feel bad sometimes, that is the times where the change really happens, because those challenges make us more resilient, they make us stronger. And if we truly surrender to them, this is what is going to allow us to break those blockages that are holding us back from that new reality that we are looking to step into. So really, the reality is, those not so positive feelings are actually the gateway into a better, more exciting life, because they are coming up for a reason. They are coming up to show us what still needs to be let go of. And manifesting things in life, at least from my experience, I have found is much more about letting go, dropping all that baggage, and becoming more free, becoming lighter. And less is more in so many ways. You know, less clutter, less putting burden on the digestive system, and like suppressing the powerful life force within us. And I do want to mention here that something that has helped me incredibly much to free myself, whether that is truly physically from releasing weight and, lymphatic old waste, or whether that is energetically and emotionally from releasing old emotions, is my Bellycon trampoline. And I also want to mention that I recently learned that Tony Robbins actually always goes on a rebounder for a couple minutes before he has his presentation talks in front of millions of people in huge arenas. So yeah, I thought it was kind of interesting. And I definitely feel like putting myself in a positive, high vibration where I feel good is, of course, very helpful for charging my new things that I want to create with a positive energy, with joy, with love, with trust. But again, it is also okay to not feel so good all the time, and to also learn to be grateful in those times for the things that we have, because I am sure if you're watching this right now, you already do have so much that maybe your younger self, your 3-year or your 5-year younger self would have dreamt to have. So yeah, if you want to watch the rebounder videos that I created on this channel, check out this playlist and I'll maybe see you there.